Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Anime Deep Dive podcast. I am your co-host, Michael. We have Josh here.
I was going to introduce myself. I'm one of the other co-hosts, Josh.
And it's been... Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say, it's been about a semester, but sorry, go ahead.
And after a break, I'm back.
Yep.
And I'm Nate.
Yeah, welcome. I mean, to be fair, in that one semester, we did one episode.
Yeah, but it was the only one that got published.
True. But yeah, no, it's good to have the OG back, get the band back together.
Got our main cast.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be talking about My Hero Academia, specifically seasons 1 to 6. We'll leave 7, and I guess we're going to get a season 8.
Yeah, 8 will be probably fall of this year.
Yeah.
Because season 7 ended around October.
Gotcha.
Last year, so probably going to, that's really a cycle for My Hero. Season 6 was an exception because of COVID, but it usually airs in a year after the last season ends.
Right. So before we get into that, though, let's kind of just talk about what we've been doing, media related. We'll start with Nate first because there's been a lot going on. I've been reading your paper.
Yeah, I've been working for the Marshall's newspaper, the Parthenon. As last semester, I was just a student reporter for it, and then this semester is my first semester as the sports editor for it.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
How's it been going? I mean, I've been enjoying everything that you've been writing. I've been watching a lot of soccer games. I'll be going to a couple basketball games, so it seems like that's your category.
Yeah, excuse me. Last semester, I wrote a lot about soccer games and stuff like that. If only they won the tournament, that would have been really cool.
I know.
They got second in both the Senpel Championship and the National Championship, so that was a little disappointing.
Right.
And then this semester as sports editor, I've been writing more basketball-related stuff, but as the sports editor, I work with the student reporters in a different class, what I was last semester, and I basically say, hey, this is an available game. You can write about this and some other stuff like that.
So you're like the coordinator, kind of, getting everyone to where they need to be.
Yeah, and then once the stories are written, we use Adobe InDesign to basically design the pages for the paper.
Gotcha. I honestly, when I started seeing your names in there, I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna bother him until he tells me he wants to, because I was like really impressed with what you were writing, and just like kind of seeing you go from a reporter to the editor. It was like watching your friend kind of progress with their articles. So it was really cool to see.
Thank you.
So what have you been doing, Michael?
I was gonna go to you. Well, I worked on a internship last semester. I'm so behind yet. I kind of just threw myself in there. So it's a movie called Self-Help. It's kind of like a internet cult story. It's a thriller. So you have this girl kind of get dragged into this cult life because her mom ends up dating this cult leader. It was really a cool experience. I did a lot of lighting. Potentially got a hernia from that. Lifting like 75-pound combo stands, 700-pound dollies with other people. Yeah, but it was really interesting. And then immediately after that internship, I switched to filmmaking. So now I'm down at the Visual Arts Center, walking, taking the bus. I have so many assignments this next coming week. But
Yeah, I know the Visual Arts Center is not close to campus.
yeah, I literally complained to the professor about the Green Machine to at least pick up at one time at 7:30 because I'm walking all the way in front of the football stadium to go all the way downtown to Pullman.
Yeah.
Other than that, I kind of am in the works of starting a philanthropy gaming club where we'll help kids, just kind of providing them role models and playing games at the A.D. Lewis Center near the hospital, as well as monthly charities like a game drive, stuff like that. I've been working with the esports director as well as the head of student org, so maybe we'll end up in the Herd Link in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I do hope that goes well. Even though, I am refusing to be one of your officers, I do hope it goes well for you.
Yeah. So what have you been up to?
I mean, like I'm kind of like the odd one out on this pod. We've talked about it before, because I'm majoring in computer science, so everything I do like school wise is very technical, very very kind of boring. Like my best class right now, that like as far as lecture, is geology. So it kind of speaks to how interesting my semester is right now.
Yeah.
But I've
Listen,
been
geology's
enjoying.
cool. Geology's cool.
Say that again.
Geology's cool.
Actually, yeah, it's cooler than I thought it was. It's cooler than I thought it was. I just like
Sedimentary
science in general.
rocks.
Sorry.
Sedimentary rocks.
Igneous.
We've done the overview, but we haven't like gone into like studying each type of rocks deeply yet. We're on minerals right now, so we're not even in rocks.
I thought about majoring in geology. Like, before I landed on media, geology was like a thought in my brain.
The lab is not fun. I don't mind the lecture, but I don't like labs in general.
Me neither.
Because like you're kind of just expected to be able to do it.
It's not really a walkthrough. That's how I felt with forensic science.
But I'd say as far as for me, I'm currently enjoying all the stuff that's being released currently. For a while, at least I know last year, as far as anime and other stuff goes, there wasn't a lot that was coming out that I was like super in love with. But right now, I'm watching like 4 shows weekly. We got ReZero, second half of season 3. I mean, I'm like a big fan of Solo Leveling, so I'm eating up season 2. Blue Exorcist got like another season like a week after after like the season 4 ended.
Right.
Because it was Beyond the Snow Saga ended, and then like a week later, Blue Knight Saga starts. And then Blue Exorcist, it's like I would say 1 through 3 is pretty good. It gets better and better, but it's like kind of like not mid, but it's like kind of 7 out of 10. And then season 3, it really stepped up. Like, oh, this is actually really good now.
Yeah.
And season 4 is continuing that in a different vein. Like season 4 is a flashback arc. And like every episode, I'm like just dreading what's happening next, because you already know this is not going to end well. It's really good because like I'm just driving like, oh my god, what's gonna happen this episode? It's gonna something's gonna go horrible and it's gonna be heartbreaking.
Right.
And then Invincible also recently started back up with season 3, and I'm eating that up because like I love superhero cartoons, and I'm so like glad we have cartoons. Like superhero shows just made for adults.
Right.
It's nice, and it's not like gritty and edgy. It's just made more thoughtful and more mature, and it's also pretty gory, but.
You've been playing Marvel Rivals a lot too, right?
Yeah. It's actually getting me back into comics. I mean, I've kind of been in the process of getting back because like I was reading through the Injustice comics. I've actually finished it now because I got years 4 and 5. Injustice comics, really good. I haven't read anything for Injustice 2, but I bought the first volume of Ultimate Spider-Man, the new one, and I enjoyed that. So I hope they can release the second one pretty soon, because it's good to see Spider-Man. It's good to see him happy.
Right.
For once.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
For
go ahead.
I was going to say, in my film studies class this semester, this upcoming week, we're watching Kiki's Delivery Service for it.
Oh, okay.
Which is a massive change from the movie we watched last week, which is Carrie. So
Yeah.
going from Carrie to Kiki's is very...
That's some like tonal whiplash.
Yeah, it's just a palate cleanser before we get
Yeah.
to some more crazier movies.
Or like, I don't know, maybe watch The Shining next, and they
Yeah.
really traumatized you.
Then they'll like put on like Coco Melon for you to just like brainwash you to get back to viewing it properly.
It would be crazy if they had you watch a My Hero movie, and then you're like, oh my god, this is what not to do.
Speaking of My Hero,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the final season...
This year.
Maybe they might pull him into. I don't think they'll be as bad as Attack
It's
on
supposed to
Titan.
be this year. They announced it's 2025.
Yeah, but I don't think they'll pull like an Attack on Titan where it's the final season part 1, final season part 2.
I'll be real. I'll be so real. I don't know. I mean, y'all haven't seen season 7, but at the end of season 7, there's like not much left to do. There's 2 major fights, and the season just cuts off. But pretty much everything besides these 2 major fights has been resolved. There's 2 big bads left, and you're like, okay, this is like, how long is final season gonna be? Like 4 episodes max? I don't feel like there's a lot left to do.
If they wanted to drag it out, they could. I can't do more than 12 episodes.
Oh no, it's gonna be like I'm thinking I'm thinking there's gonna be more than I expect. Like maybe someone like Deku loses this fight and some other stuff happens, but like it can't I'm thinking expecting 8 episodes.
Right.
And like that one, like the final episode is going to be the epilogue with the horrible ending that we're not going to talk about.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we all know about it, but we're not going to talk about it.
Do you know about it?
I know the one thing.
Oh, yeah, you don't know the second one.
Okay.
Okay.
But
I know of it. I don't know exactly what happens, but I know of it.
you know, because there was just it was so many memes. It was unavoidable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like how One Piece is going to be like, you know, when when One Piece ends, you're not going to be you're going to get spoiled.
Yeah.
You are going to know what the One Piece is if you want to or not. It's unfortunate with the way the internet is these days, just with meme culture. Even though I don't engage in a lot of communities, like something's going to get posted in one of my Discord servers, like what happened with JJK, like what happened with My Hero. Mm-hmm. It's going to happen with One Piece too.
So, you want to like kind of go season by season, or do you want to name favorite like moments? How do we want to go about it?
I think we should probably. I want to go like each of us give our favorite season. I would definitely go with season 2. It's like the most consistent as far as quality goes. Like I probably like season 1 more than most people. Most people complain about how slow it is.
I like season 1.
I don't know. I think if you think it's slow, you're kind of a little brain rotted.
It was like the first anime, like big anime I watched, and you're calling me brain rotted.
No, but
It took me 2 tries to watch the show.
I don't know. There's just like it doesn't. It's like one of the few modern anime that doesn't do the thing of all the setup happens in episode 1, because that's how most animes are. Like everything happens in episode 1, and then the anime starts. My Hero, it takes a good 3-4 episodes before he starts doing stuff, and it's fine because the progression makes sense. Mm-hmm. And you don't get into any big action until the end of the season. But yeah, like he's a literal child who just got powers. Of course, they're not going to be fighting like the super evil villains.
My personal favorite season, because My Hero is one of 2 shows I've ever rewatched, or 2 anime I ever rewatched.
I've rewatched it like 5 times.
The other one was Erased, but that was for an entirely different reason.
I'm always scared when I hear someone talk about Erased, because like I hear things and I'm always worried about it.
TLDR, first half really good, second half is really crappy.
Okay.
But anyway, season 3 is probably my favorite of My Hero.
See, I like season 3, but like starts off. It's just it's a fault of how they paced the first season, where it was only a half season. But season 3 starts off with like the biggest arc so far, the turning point, the end of Act 1. And then you go into, like, the licensing exam, and it's good, but it's kind of just, the pacing feels weird, going from super high action in the first half to relatively slow action in the second half, where it kind of, like, I like the dorm stuff, that was cool, but then I'm just like, I was kind of bored in the licensing exam.
I do kind of like how it is not all just action. There is those moments where it's like, oh, they're still like in school, and these are literal like 14-year-olds or however old they are.
A lot of the arcs that do that do it well. I think season 3 and 4 both have the same issue of they hit you with the big arc first and then do something slower for the second. Season 4
I think season 4
is the biggest offender. I know we got a season 4 apologist sitting across from me, but like also when I rewatched it the last time, the overhaul arc is not as good as I remember.
That same honestly.
Like I liked it when I first watched the show, but when on the rewatch, I was like, I like the 4th rewatch. I was like,
What season is over? That's season 3, right?
Beginning of season 4.
I'm always a season behind. No, season 4 was my favorite season.
No,
it had such good aaction.
I don't care how
really like
relatable you think Gentle Criminal is. The festival arc is incredibly boring.
Well, I mean, Gentle Criminal wasn't like, I don't know. It wasn't that bad of an arc in my opinion. I mean, you're the believer that Fishman Island's like trash.
No, I never said that. I've always been a defender of Fishman Island.
Okay, my conversation. Nah, never mind. I'm in the same boat where like overall was a great villain. He was very compelling. And I don't know, I just thought he was a well-written villain. I honestly think he's one of the better villains in the show.
Well, I'm just talking about overall the villain. The pacing of the overhaul arc in general is kind of like they're investigating. There's the setup and then straight into the action. There's no like mid part where it doesn't ramp up. It goes from they're figuring stuff out and immediately it's full throttle. There was no quick ramp up into that, and that's what really threw me off on the rewatch.
Right. Well, that's fair. I thought you were going to say the pacing was slow.
No, if anything, it was kind of too fast on that arc.
Sure. I can agree with that. I just thought there was a lot that happened. There was so many plot points of Night Eye dying, of Muriel losing his quirk, and like season 4 is Act 2.
Mm-hmm.
That is where a lot of the plot is happening, and where all that plot gets resolved in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, no, season 4 is the beginning of Act 2. It's like I think they call it the Age of Villains. You see that villains are rising up and they're taking control.
I think it's the Rise of Villains.
Rise of Villains? Okay. Like, they're rising up, they're taking control. I love how, like, it shows the aftermath of Shigaraki and his group, with what's going on with them. And at the end of that arc, you start to see Shigaraki, like, actually becoming a leader on his own. And, like, stamping out the competition.
Right. So, I guess that kind of leaves, like, what were our least liked seasons? Mine's 1.
4.
5.
5 is underrated. Like, the A versus B arc is dragged out. I completely agree with you. But it's not as bad as people say it is. It's got a lot of really good action, it builds up a lot of characters pretty well, and you get to see more of, like, Class 1B fleshed out. Also, it's pretty important, it's also, like, kind of a training arc, because they're all getting better at fighting and getting used to each other and working with each other.
Also, Deku gets the...
Black Whip is such a big moment.
The reason why I say 5 is my least favorite is because season 5 was basically the only season of My Hero that I read before I watched it.
That's fair. They take some stuff out of My Villain.
Which is so disappointing.
But they put it back in season 6, though. They
but like
I wanted season 6.
I wanted it to be in season 5 because it just made it better. They also like toned it down a bit.
Well, that's kind of every anime. Attack on Titan, One Piece, JJK. Every anime does that because when you're reading stuff in manga, you can be a lot more visceral because it's not in full color. So when you're converting something that's like really violent, to get a similar feeling of how violent it is, it kind of gets toned down in the transition. If you're doing something like that in full color, it's going to look like Invincible, and it's just going to be like, oh my god.
Sometimes I want that.
Well, yeah,
Sometimes
but this stuff's airing on TV. It's not streaming.
Womp. But yeah, I remember like reading My Villain, and I was just like, whoa, stuff's happening.
Yeah, no, like...
And then watching it, I was just like, okay.
If you're not a manga reader and you hate on, like, season 5, like, how did you not see My Villain? My Villain is easily the best arc in the whole show. Like, hands down.
That's probably why I didn't like season 5, because I read it, and it was so good, and then watching it, I was just kind of like, eh.
Like, I was so invested, and the progression was just so cool. Like, Shigaraki has the coolest moment in the whole show when he takes down Redestro. And, like, that's definitely, in my opinion, the most underrated season.
I did like season 5. Season 5 is where my memory is blurred. I did not like season 1, primarily because it was a half season. But it took me 2 times just to get through 4 or 5 episodes of it, and it was so slow. And mind you, the only shows I watched prior to that was like Blue Exorcist and Soul Eater, like fully. But it was just really difficult to get into it because it was just kind of boring. But once I kind of forced myself to get into it, season 1 kind of wrapped itself up. We got the introduction of the villain, Shigaraki. And so it's a good season. It's just my least favorite because it was just really difficult for me to get through it. And also from season 1 to 2 and even 3, season 1 just felt like its own separate show because of how cut off it got with those first 12 episodes. It doesn't feel like the same show once it gets into season 2.
Well, it's because season 1 has its own status quo.
Yeah.
And that's changed when he actually starts using his powers.
Right.
It's kind of like how the show feels. Actually, it doesn't feel as different as I expected post-war arc, but like it's another big thing of the status quo changing and all. Speaking of post-war arc, I know me and you were having a little talk about the Dark Hero arc. Because I mentioned that how it's specifically a misnomer that the fan base calls it the Vigilante, like Vigilante Deku.
It is the Vigilante.
No, he's not a Vigilante.
If you have to twist the rules, if you have to specifically go underground, he has completely changed his identity so he's not noticed by the public or by villains.
He's going underground because he has assassins after him.
Yes.
There are assassins chasing this man.
Just the fact that he's underground, though. And because the public doesn't know what he's doing. The Public Hero Safety Commission doesn't know what they're doing. The only reason why it would even be legal is because he's technically working under the Endeavor Agency.
Yes,
That doesn't make it legal.
yes, it does. It's within the legal bounds of his
That
hero
doesn't
license.
mean that it's sanctioned, but it's undercover and they're not reporting to anybody, which you're supposed to report to the commission.
Doesn't Hawks know about it? Like, I
I
don't
think
think.
vaguely, but also like Hawks has been undercover too.
But what my point is like the principal knows about it. There's more knowledge that like have you haven't seen the arc though.
I've done YouTube watching.
You haven't seen the arc. There's more. It's more above board than you think it is.
Kind of like
And,
There's
like-
like 7 heroes that know.
7 is not a lot.
We'll also keep in mind
It's not a lot, but it's
this
not
point,
necessarily-
the world is also basically Japan is basically in martial law. There is no society outside of the camps at this point because the jailbreakers have completely taken over. It's chaos out there. He's not operating as a vigilante because he's operating within the bounds of his license. That's what I'm saying. He's not like doing something he's not allowed to do because he's working with other heroes. He didn't like because the impression I got before I watched it was he left school and started doing his own thing. That's not what's going on.
What are your thoughts?
If we're going based off this argument, technically, by definition, it's not vigilante stuff, but it's esque. It's like Venn diagram. It's like there's some overlap, but not complete overlap. But it's easy to say vigilante Deku, and everyone's like, oh, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
well, that's why I think Crunchyroll called it the Dark Hero arc. Because, I mean, it's kind of a lame name, I will be real, but it is more accurate. Because he's going through it.
Also, I understand why, but why is it only 2 episodes? I feel like it would have been interesting to see a little bit more than just 2.
I know, it was like 5.
It was like, it technically is 5, but like 2 episodes are a fight.
So he has, I know it's like the first 2 episodes are him going against, like, Muscle and Lady Nagant. And then you start getting into Class 1A trying to bring him back.
Yeah, honestly, it isn't very long.
No, it's not very long, but I don't think it has to be. Like, I was kind of disappointed of, like, he takes out Nagant, and then they just cut, and now all the other assassins have gone after him, and he's just whooped them all. Because Nagant was the strongest of them, and the others just didn't stand a chance.
I think I would have liked the down episode where just kind of like the actual implications. You really don't actually see how hard he's getting hit until Class 1A comes.
No, like they show it a little bit where he, like, his mental state, where he's, like, not even taking the food from All Might. But I think a deeper exploration of what he's dealing with would have been nicer. Because, like, he is a character that's so, like, fundamentally connected to the people around him that shoving him out like that and making him shoulder this burden on his own is going to rapidly change.
And it didn't feel like it really did.
Like you see it, like, a little bit in the fight where he's, like, you know, like, y'all can't deal with this. You can't keep up. But then, like, he immediately flips after, like, I think it's Ida. It's Ida that gets to him because Bakugo just isn't fast enough. So they throw Ida in, and then Bakugo talks to him after that.
Yeah, that's the thing where I'm like, I don't know if what's the author's name?
Horikoshi.
Yeah, okay. I was going to call him Kishimoto because I'm awful.
Wrong anime.
Horikoshi, and I noticed with a good number of mangakas, like they're really good at action and they can like really get into some of the psychological, but some mangakas have a lot of difficulty developing romantic relationships, or even sometimes like actually really sitting down and writing down like this character personality shift.
I think we should clarify when we're talking about mangakas doing this. This is specifically in the shonen genre.
Specifically the shonen genre, yes. And I think because it's mainly shonen, their job is to create action.
Yeah.
But, you know, like Kishimoto does slightly better in terms of the character shift of Sasuke, for example, between, like, the entire show and then into Boruto, like, Sasuke is a lot more mellowed down.
Well, that's also established in the light novels that take place after.
Right.
There's a really good one. I only watched the anime like adaptation of it, but I really like the little Sasuke like arc that takes place after the end of the show. Not to make this a Naruto episode, but also keep in mind with Naruto comparing it to My Hero, Naruto has 700 chapters. It's like it's like around twice as long.
That's true.
But I mean, they definitely still could have done better. I would have preferred to see more permanent effects on Izuku's character. Like, I think there's some, but also, see, like, you haven't seen season 7 yet, but, like, the pacing of season 7 is bizarre. And it's 90% action. Like, there's a small arc, and then the action kicks off, and so you don't really get time to see his characterization, because, like... State's got to deal with the fight.
Talking about the mangaka Horikoshi, as much as I love the show, I wish he committed to anything.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And like this is one of my favorite shows for a reason, because I love for some reason, it's the show that has got me the most hype while watching, but I do wish he committed to anything of substance.
Yeah, no. There's a lot of stuff where, like, I think it's cool, but these individual characters will get these big moments, and they're not, like, they get one big moment. Like, Kirishima kind of, he gets two. But a lot of these side characters get one big moment, and they're not explored a lot beyond that. Also, to get back with the romance, he either should have not done the subplot with Uraraka, or actually gone for it. They establish that they like each other in season 2, and basically do nothing with it except for, like, glances and blushes until, like, season 6 and season 7, where it's not even, like, about the actual romance. It's just, like, Uraraka and,
Toga?
Yeah, Toga, like, can bond over talking about romantic stuff, which is cool, but, like, I almost prefer that whole, like, side plot wasn't even introduced because they do nothing with it. Like, it's a typical shonen thing of these characters like each other, or this character likes this character, and then nothing happens until, like, the final chapter, and then they're married. Like, that's probably how it's gonna go. And or they do however it's handled, I will be mad, because they do this side plot and then do nothing with it. The only good part is the fact that it allows Uraraka to sympathize, and, like, it gives you a humanizing perspective on Toga.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the reason why I compare it to Naruto is that it does feel like a successor in terms of, like, it has the most similar.
Spiritually, it is very, very Naruto. Like, they don't start off immediately, but even, like, it's the whole thing of groups and friends, and start off incredibly weak.
Yep.
And learn to get stronger. And then also the kind of theming of redemption.
Yeah.
And humanizing the villains.
Right. The biggest issue I have too is that even Naruto, which is known for not being romantic, like, based at all, or have any undertones of it, you still have a feeling that Naruto really cares about Hinata during the Pain arc, which is still about probably 115 chapters before it actually ends, the series.
Oh, more than that.
More than that? Right, okay. That's just proving my point. So they still give you, at least Kishimoto gives you points.
That's true. There's never, like, you don't, like, the thing of, like, love interest gets hurt, main character loses it is overplayed.
Right.
But there's never any really big moments where you get to see Izuku demonstrate that he cares for Uraraka. She demonstrates that she cares for him immensely.
Yeah.
Like, especially in, like, let him back in. You haven't seen it, but I'm sure you know that panel or that scene.
Yes.
And that's such a big moment for her, but we never get to see him display his care for her. Like, we know he's interested in her, but that's about it.
Yeah. You get this point in season 2, and then you get another point in season 7 / what will be season 8. But at least with Naruto, like, you got the backstory. You have he's like, Naruto's just like aloof.
Yeah.
That's not a flaw, because you can see, Pain arc movie, they get together at the end of the story.
Yeah.
It's at least slightly more consistent.
I mean, honestly, all they would need to do to make me happy with that, like, I mean, I know we've gone off about this for a while, is, like, they could have done a single date between them. That's all you really need.
Right, no, honestly.
Like, not even, like, make them, like, in a relationship. They could have just tried to go out on a date. And that would have been enough to satisfy me as far as the story goes.
They could have recreated, because they had a scene with Megumi Nobara and, like, Itadori at, like, a coffee shop with that other girl from Itadori's past. They could have literally done something similar to where, like, they had a group setting, but Ochako and Nezuko went off on their own.
Yeah, like,
actual spent time together.
It doesn't take, like, what we're saying is it doesn't take that much, especially in an action series, to kind of set up a romance. You just have to, like, actually, not just say the characters are interested in each other, have them show through their actions.
Yeah.
Show, not tell.
Right. So, we talked a lot about that. What are our favorite characters? Mine is Tokoyami. I literally got a Funko Pop of him.
Okay, he's so sick.
He's so cool.
He's so underrated. Like, he power wise, he could probably beat people like Bakugo and like, in the right situation.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but he's power wise like kind of top tier, and he's kind of like underutilized.
Yeah.
I think they do pretty good in season 7 with using him, and especially in like the Class 1A versus Deku. But I still think he's pretty underutilized because like he can kind of just control Ragnarok now, and he's like that's pretty busted. Well, no, to be fair, no, there is the big fight. I know you told me about it of where he actually. No, yeah, they use him pretty well in season 7 because I remember you told me about this one fight where you thought it was stupid that him and Jiro go up against All for One. But with how powerful Tokoyami is, it actually makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's kind of hard not to say Deku, but it's just like, I know that's like the most boring answer, but I don't know. It's just hard not to like him. And I hate the people that are like, oh, he's a crybaby. Well, no freaking duh. He grew up his whole life being bullied, was literally told to kill himself.
Yeah, Bakugo's was psychotic.
Found out that his lifelong dream was taken away from him over just something he wasn't born with. And then he gets the powers and finds out he can achieve his dreams and stuff like that. Who wouldn't do that?
Yeah, no, it's more realistic writing. I mean, I really like Izuku.
Does it get overplayed sometimes? Yes. But it makes sense. I
like the characters that have a lot of, like, not just, like, one really powerful power, but, like, that the collection of powers, and that's what I like about Izuku. I was kind of bummed out. Like, I know that they tell you, like, you know, a lot of the quirks from these past holders weren't that good, because these were, like, small-time heroes. But then, like, Smokescreen, I'm like, this sucks. Smokescreen and Levitate, I'm like, Levitate's kind of useless for him. Like, he uses it, but it's also kind of useless. Because it would have been more cool to see him swing around like Spider-Man, using Black Whip. Mm-hmm. But honestly, my favorite's probably, I mean, like, there's a lot of good ones, but, like, I like Shigaraki. He's so good for me because I've never seen a villain progress from, like, absolutely kind of pathetic to being, like, genuinely scary.
Right.
Like, in the war arc, like, when he is locked down by Eraserhead. He doesn't even have his full arsenal, but he is terrifying. And the progression is just so good to see. And also, my villain is probably a big factor in that, because that's where you really see him progress character-wise and power-wise. But it's just, like, I've never seen a villain progress like that before. Kaiju number 8 is kind of doing that, and I'm excited to see where it goes further.
I read the first, like, 6 to 8 volumes of Kaiju 8, and I really liked it. I'm really leaning to watch it.
I've read through 11.
Looks like we might need to do a Kaiju 8 episode in the future.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Just, I think season 2 is supposed to be this year. But that's not even going to cover that much.
One of the last things I wanted to chat about, too, we did this in the last AOT where we really got involved in, like, with Attack on Titan, we talked a lot about, like, parallels with real life, and I think My Hero Academia has a lot of good parallels, specifically with Spinner leading, is this season
That's season 7.
That's season 7?
Let's not.
Dang.
Let's not cover it.
I wanted some real life parallels.
Well, okay, if you want to talk about that, I mean, they cover a lot of stuff like the bystander effect.
Yeah.
But also kind of just a more, don't want to get too political.
Sure. We were pretty political in the last one.
Yeah, but they cover, like, with how these villains are beaten down, and there's not really a lot of choice for them.
Yeah.
And it's something you don't see depicted. It's like, it covers the idea that, and this applies to life, people who turn to, like, life, like, crime, in general, are not, like, morally evil. Mm-hmm. There's a reason and there's a story behind what happened.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't be trying to punish and just stop them. We should be figuring out how can we help these people. Right. And that's what Izuku learns. Like, and sees it, like, in the war arc, he's, like losing it, like, probably wanted to kill Shigaraki. And then eventually he learns there's, like, you know, even the worst villain so far. Like, All for One kind of breaks that, is, like, the person who's just evil.
Yeah, the root of all evil.
But Shigaraki is, he's, like, even, like, he's, like, the worst villain. So much destruction and death, but there's a reason he got to where he is. And it's better to help him than to not. And I think that's something a lot of, like, modern society could learn, is a lot of systems, regarding, like, law and punishment are not angled towards making people's lives better. It's just taking the problem, putting it in a place we can't see. And that's kind of the parallel we see, and that's what My Hero is largely covering, is the villains, like, the true evil is not the people, it's what's causing them to get into this situation. And also All for One, because he's just evil.
Yeah, I think that is a big thing, and kind of, I do want to slightly bring it up too, but because even before season 7, you still see those, like, undertone of prejudice or racism against the people who turn into animals or because of their quirks.
Specifically, it's against heteromorphs.
Yes.
They
They had a little bit of the guy who.
they don't handle it well.
No.
Like they do it and the themes are there and it's realistic, but then like it gets resolved too easily. That's what I'll say. Like I don't want to spoil anything from season 7, but it was kind of, if they were gonna do that, they should have been establishing it way earlier.
Well, I was gonna say
to make it a bigger, because like they do it and like this makes sense, but why was this not brought up earlier?
Well, they did. I do remember them having slight like.
It's only first time you really see it brought up is season 6 with the girl that Izuku saves. Well, she's not let into the shelters, but I'm just like, why was this not established season 2?
I do remember though wasn't there some slight prejudice against the guy who had the 2 tails or the martial arts quirk hero with he didn't have 2 tails, just 1 tail.
It had 1 tail.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I thought there was some kind of prejudice against
You're probably confusing that with Shoji's backstory, which isn't explored until season 7. The guy, like the octopus guy.
Oh no, you're right. It was really him. I thought they had like sly comments towards Tsuyu and the guy with the big tail.
I mean, probably Manita, but he's just scum and disgusting, and
they could have definitely added some writing towards that in earlier seasons to indicate that. Just in passing conversations, they could have used the head of Class B because he already had like a stuck up attitude.
Yeah, they could have like had one teacher who
something.
But I mean.
Well, we'll save that conversation because there's a lot I wanted to talk about that, but I thought that was season 6, not 7.
Yeah.
And we got any final thoughts or?
Manita should never be put in the show. If you're gonna write a disgusting, perverted character, you need to call it out and have them either be punished or changed. I hate Manita. That's my final thoughts.
One of my final thoughts is Vigilantes coming out soon, anime-wise.
Yeah, it's May, but I'm kind of mad that's coming out before the final season. I'm like, should have just finished the anime. Like, I know it's probably separate teams, but like finish the anime and then give us Vigilantes.
Are you excited for Vigilantes?
Honestly, yeah. I hear it's like a little better because it's like I like read the synopsis and I was like, that sounds like such an interesting plot compared to, like, don't get me wrong, good versus bad always gets me hyped, but like Vigilantes is cool.
I read the first volume, and I don't know if I really finished it, but it did seem good. You have to really hit all the blocks for me to all the check marks for me to read it. I might watch it when it comes out.
I definitely will watch it. I haven't watched that many shows recently, but I definitely will watch it.
I'll definitely give it a shot. Like, I don't know how much you're watching these days, but I'm probably watching the most anime out of us on the pod. Like, there's 3 anime I'm watching weekly right now.
Yeah, the last show I finished, I mean, it wasn't that long ago, but like it was December, and then the one before that was probably like April.
Okay, yeah.
The thing is like, honestly, every type of media right now for me is just kind of mid to look at. Like, I see it and I'm like, that's cool. Scroll.
Yeah.
Scroll.
That's fair. I actually am having a hard time watching anything that's not weekly. Like, I've been watching Bungo Stray Dogs, and like, I'll watch a few episodes and then not watch it for quite a while, and then kind of go back and forth. It's like, it's a good show, but like, it's hard for me to watch something that's like out there, like already. Yeah. Like, there's stuff there, and I need to catch up.
For me, I think the next show, other than Vigilantes, I'll watch maybe like Orb, because I've heard some interesting things about it.
About that.
I think it's on Netflix.
The next thing, so I watched this show called Invisible Fighter Girl. I rewatched season 1 of Blue Lock with my girlfriend. I'd like to get into season 2, but I ain't got money for a Crunchyroll account. I tried watching a little bit of Dan to Dan, but I got through 5 minutes of it before I switch it back to One Piece. Stay tuned for our One Piece little podcast.
In a year when Michael catches up. I'll say one thing, do you know if Kagurabachi has been confirmed for an anime yet?
Oh, the second volume's coming out this month if it hasn't already came out. Maybe February 16th, actually. Thank you all for watching.
Or listening.
Listening, watching. You're on YouTube.
Hopefully you enjoyed our heated, passionate discussion about how romance is portrayed in popular shonen anime.
And whether or not it's the Dark Hero arc or the Vigilante arc. Stay tuned for other stuff. Until then, we'll see you later.
See ya.
Bye.